Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 3 4 5. Hey guys, AJ Town here live with the T Storm Chasers. Sorry for that brief little delay there. We were trying to update some parameters real quick to get us a little better result of our stream, and I certainly do apologize that took a quick brief second of that, and you guys sat just a little longer. I certainly do apologize. We will jump into some weather, what we are watching, and what's going to happen over the next 24 hours as this system continues to progress through the area. Now, as we continue to watch model runs and everything like that, it is giving us a good sign. Unfortunately, this is going to stick around for a while. So this is going to stick around for the next 24 hours. 18 to 24 hours is what we're going to put it at. Would not surprise us. Again, a lot of the roadways are closed, no travels advisories, and et cetera are in place. And that would not surprise us, actually, if that does stay in place for tomorrow, through the day tomorrow, and even into the overnight hours, and open back up on Saturday morning. Would not surprise us at all. As we start to take a breakdown of the storm system as it starts to progress out of the area, is the good news is the snow. We're not looking at additional snow accumulation whatsoever with this system. We are actually looking at the winds that are on the backside of the system that is continuing to bring us that issue of that snow system and that storm. So that's where we are looking at with that chance of seeing that weather push through the area, is that it's actually the winds itself. It's not another snow system that is pushing through. And we'll show you here on this latest model run that we can see. You can see that model is shifting this storm system that just pushed us through our area, pushing that over into Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, upper Midwest area over in that neck of the woods. They are going to experience the same thing that we did with that wraparound. With that wraparound, what they are experiencing is the same situation we experienced last week, where we had that wraparound snow system. That wraparound snow system brought us additional accumulation. They're seeing some higher amount of accumulation out in the Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, and Wisconsin area. Good news is we're not seeing another system like that come through the area. We are watching a little clipper system that will move through the area on Christmas evening and into Monday morning here. We are watching just a little bit of a clipper system there, mostly in the overnight hours on Christmas Day into Monday is what we are seeing with that. Throughout the rest of the week, we are just seeing some little isolated chances here and there. Good news is, though, we are going to see a warm-up for this week. As we do watch that warm-up, we do have some chances of seeing some mixed precipitation, rain pushing through the area, along those kind of lines. Getting into almost next year, we are going to be seeing chances of moisture also pushing through of rain with these temps that we're going to be seeing above average temps for this time of year. As we take a look at your latest advisories across the area, sorry there. We have a winter weather advisory there for the area in green, mostly in Nebraska. We do have one county in South Dakota. Blizzard warning is in effect for almost all of South Dakota, western portions of Minnesota, Iowa, north of I-80, and a good portion of North Dakota. Wind chill warning. We actually zoomed this out so you could guys see just how big this cold air blast really is. As that does push through the area there, we'll see these cold temps push through the area. So as we take a look at your 7-day forecast, we did leave Thursday up because we are going into that Thursday night into Friday. We are looking at -10 for the overnight low. Now that's going to be just your air temp. We're not even talking about our wind chill values or anything along those lines. As we get into Wednesday, I put that snowy icon up only because it's going to create the blowing snow. It's not an additional accumulation that we are looking at for the area. So anyways, we are looking again as we go into Friday into Saturday, some colder air pushing through. Saturday we're looking at the negative, and then Saturday, Christmas Eve into Christmas Day, we are looking at -16. I put that 20% chance because of that little clipper system there on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day night. We are going to be looking at temps finally out above 0 for Christmas Day. So whoever wished for a Christmas Day of seeing temps above 0, you got your wish. Then as we go into the rest of the week there, you can see Tuesday, Wednesday, we start to warm up for much of the area. Now let's talk about these winds that we are going to be looking at. Now this is the latest forecast wind model here that we are looking at. This goes for the next 18 hours. And we are seeing these winds that are going to stick around 39 miles an hour, gusting up to in the Sioux Falls area, come around 2-3 o'clock in the morning. We do see these winds continue to increase, 45 miles an hour for the area. If you go down along Highway 281 there, you're seeing wind speeds upward to 50 miles an hour. Now, these are getting close to the parameters of a severe thunderstorm warning. So those parameters are, I believe it's either 55 or 60 miles an hour is what we have to have for the winds to be considered a severe thunderstorm warning when there is a cell moving through with that. So what we are seeing with this is that's going to be the type of situation we are looking with this. And we are going to continue to see these winds continue to progress their way eastward. You can see just west of Sioux Falls there, 46 miles an hour, come about 8 o'clock in the morning. This is why I say that they are going to keep the interstates closed. We're going to see the continuation through Friday, and we're going to see that continue through the day on Friday into the evening. I would maybe look at possibly having the interstate open up by the evening commute. However, likelihood, I'm going to say no on that, because if you look here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we are still looking at wind speeds upwards to 45 miles an hour. You can see right along, I forget which highway that is, that runs through Pierre there. You can see basically that's the line almost to the river is going to be your line of seeing that those winds start to finally calm down for much of the area. So again, I'm not confident that they're going to open the interstates up tomorrow. I'm not confident that the no travel advisory is going to be lifted. However, I can't make those calls. That is definitely going to be the state that is going to make those calls. They're going to work with the National Weather Service and definitely make suggestions, make the latest calls on those, and definitely make sure you guys are staying safe with that. As we take a look at the latest radar here, you can see that there's nothing on radar. Again, a lot of this is going to be that ground blizzard conditions. So we had that snow system come through. It was a lightweight snow system. It was not a heavy one. So that's going to allow that snow that was there, it's going to allow that to continue to be blown around. And even we could even see that some of the snow could be picked up out west and even dropped out east with how strong these winds are that are pushing through the area. As we take a quick look at your road conditions, we'll get switched over to that. I'm buffering on this one, so let me see if I can refresh that. That's not loading for me, so let's look at your SDDOT SD511 map. Somehow my road conditions got turned off, so let me turn those back on. There you go. As we take a look at your SD511 road reports, let's start off in southeast South Dakota. You can see I-29 has no travel advised all the way through, up in through the Sioux Falls area. You can see that I-90 is still closed. You can see that most of the area is under a no travel advisory in southeast South Dakota, according to 511. As we move northward here, we are looking, again, no travel advised, and I-29 is closed. If you do have to travel, it is not advised. We can certainly preach it and certainly say it. If you look actually west of the river, all the roads out west of the river are closed. You got I-90 there that is closed. You got 212 that's closed, 20 that's closed, 12 that's closed, up along in Lemon, South Dakota there, Bison, South Dakota, Buffalo, South Dakota, down to Eagle Butte. All that area is closed, no travel advised. Road closures out there simply because of the snow system that is pushing through. As we look at Nebraska, only counties that are is right along the South Dakota Nebraska border there, that is the only closure that they are experiencing. As we take a look at your Minnesota does have the southern portion of the state is under closed. I-90 closed between South Dakota Minnesota border and 6 miles west of Blue Earth. So that is a good line. Actually, now it looks like all the way to Alberta Lee now. I-90 is closed there. You can see much of the roadways, again, going into Mankato there is all closed as well. As we jump over to Iowa 511, we do see that travel is not advised in northwestern Iowa there as well. We can see that with all these purples throughout here. You can see these are all no travel advisories issued. These are, again, being issued because of these winds that we are experiencing. And that's it. It's not the dangerous snow or anything that is creating it. It's the winds that are picking up the snow. As we take a look at closer back home here for your temps, let's actually zoom this out. Let me get that zoomed out here, guys. Look at this. Look at this. All the way down, Houston, Texas is 23 degrees. Dallas, Texas is 12. Oklahoma City, 5. Back home, -9 for Sioux Falls. -8 for Rapid City, -11 for Aberdeen, Minneapolis, -11. This blue line you can see is where that cold snap is. As we take a look here, we're going to actually do this wind chill. Look at these cold wind chills. Dallas, Texas is -9 for their wind chill. Dallas, Texas. -18 for Oklahoma City as we move further up. Unfortunately, folks, it gets colder as we move further up. You can see right here behind where that system is that's pushing eastward and an impact in Indiana, Michigan into Ohio. You can see right behind it, that is bringing that cold air Arctic blast. As we even turn on our national map here, you can see where that cold air, that storm is, and then you can see the freeze line right behind it, which is indicating some very strong system as well. That'll continue to progress its way eastward and actually impact and finally move out of the area through the day tomorrow. We don't expect to have any side effects from this for the Sioux Falls area. What we are watching is actually going to be further out west for Christmas. It's not even on this map as far as that showing up for Christmas. So we are, again, looking at some very, very cold air. Actually, let's look at our... Give me just a second here. You going to work? Let me zoom in here, see if I can get this to work. These will actually give us some indication of wind gust. Looks like sustained winds are 31 miles an hour. Wind gusting up to 41 miles an hour. Reported an hour ago at KFSD, so Sioux Falls Airport is what that one was reported at. Out further west there, 33 miles an hour. Pierre, we had a 41 mile an hour wind gust. Aberdeen, 33. You can see these wind gusts are definitely up there, even down further south as we go here, down into Madison, Nebraska area there. 35 mile an hour wind gust is what we have seen down there. So you can see these winds are definitely going to really impact the area. Again, these winds are not going to be leaving anytime soon. We'll actually take a look at the next 48 hours. Let me take a look at that and get that loaded here for you guys. That'll just take a quick second to load. As we do that, we're going to take a quick look at your precipitation outlook put out by the National Weather Service. Now, as you take a look at the precipitation outlook, it's leaning towards above normal for this time of year for much of the South Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska area. Now, this is for the end of the year to the beginning of next year is what we are seeing as of the 22nd. This is issued by the National Weather Service out of Norman, Oklahoma. This isn't something that we put together. As we take a look at our temperatures, we are likely going to be above average temp for this time of year going into the remaining portion of this year and into the beginning of next year. We are looking at a warmer system coming through. So that is the plus side of that. The downside of it is we just got to get through these next 48 hours. As we look at South Dakota power outages, we do see that Butte has 43 individuals without power. I don't like this one because this one is not even ours. So we are seeing Black Hills Energy is without 43 without customers. And this is according to poweroutages.us. That's not going to load, so that's fine. We'll take it with a grain of salt and move on. Let me get back to my screen here. What happened to my screen? I'm going to switch over here now to our Whoa, I definitely gotta mention this. I do apologize. I know I was switching over to something, but this finally loaded. You can see that. Down in Texas, 89,000 customers are without power as this cold snap comes through the area there for them. 18,000 Louisiana, Mississippi 12, 13,000, Tennessee 15,000, 18,000 for Missouri. Iowa, we're looking at 52, Minnesota 20, Nebraska 376, Illinois 325. They just actually experienced that winter storm come through the area. Indiana 2,400, almost 2,500 are without power. You can see again, South Dakota has now up to 500 customers without power. Black Hills, we are seeing out in Pennington County. Now, we just got the latest update from the Pennington County Black Hills Electric Co-op out there. 335 customers are without power. This was updated as of 10:48, so about 8 minutes ago. That was updated that we now have 500 customers on the western portions of South Dakota that are without power. So let's jump back into this map and kind of take a look here as we can put this map into motion. What to watch for is the red and the darker colors. You can see there's a red right here about 5 o'clock in the morning pushing through the Sioux Falls area. You can see that these winds are going to stick around. There is another red one. We're at 10:45, about 47, almost 50 miles an hour. A lot of this is going to create the parameters of seeing severe weather push through the area. Unfortunately, folks, today was an introduction to what we're going to see for the rest of tomorrow. We are just getting ramped up tonight. We are going to see that this is going to last. This is 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Finally, about 9 o'clock, winds start to calm down to that 30 miles an hour, below 30 miles an hour, about that 9, 10 o'clock, even getting into 11 o'clock is what we are seeing. That will finally start to push out of the area. That's why I did say that I do feel and I do think that the DOT will keep I-29 closed and I-90 closed. You can see they're definitely going to continue to progress its way eastward, these winds are. And as that happens, I could see I-90 remaining closed coming into Minnesota. And those will not reduce over in Minnesota. We do have some winds, 30, 35 miles, 40 miles an hour still sticking around as of 12 o'clock on Christmas Eve. That will finally progress its way out about 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve. So the winds will be definitely out of the area by 5 o'clock tomorrow, or 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve. And by the winds, I'm talking wind gusts now are down to 15, 16 miles an hour. So we're not going to see those winds for the Christmas Eve. We're going to see it through the day, about 30 miles an hour. But we're not going to see the 40 to 50 miles an hour on Christmas Eve. It's going to stick around through Friday. So, unfortunately, guys, I don't see South Dakota Highway opening up for, again, I-90, I-29. Most likely they'll continue to close. Leave I-90 closed in Minnesota. So, we are definitely in for a run. We are going to continue to see the cold snap come through the next couple. In fact, let's get that pulled up here. See if I can get that pulled up quick for you guys. See how quick my internet wants to work tonight. Just waiting to see if I can get this to load, so I certainly do apologize. All right. That pulled up. Yep. So this green area, you can see the green area is going to still be negative 13, right? As we continue to go through the day tomorrow, we do see a little bit of a warm-up trying to push its way northward. We're not reaching that. You can see that will just warm us up to the negative single digits. And you will see that as we come into the overnight with those winds as well, you can see that temps will continue to drop. Now, as we go into Christmas Eve, we are finally looking at some warm-up pushing in from the south and getting this cold air mass out of here. But we're not going to be looking at a complete warm-up. We're going to see temps kind of come into the single digits, above 0 and below 0 single digits. So that's a plus. I am trying to look at a plus out of this. The other plus is no more snow. This is going to be blowing snow that is already on the ground, creating ground blizzards. We are looking at that. We are looking at this system finally moving out of the area come Christmas Eve. Again, it's going to be bringing our chances of snow out of the area. Don't worry about that. It's no additional snow. It's just these winds that we're going to have to deal with. We are most likely going to see the road conditions remain closed for tomorrow. It's just my 2 cents. I can't say that for sure, and I put that map into motion with a push of a button. I can't say that for sure, but most likely we are going to see these roads continue to remain closed because of these winds. We are going to be looking at winds, again, 40 to 50 miles an hour for tomorrow. That's going to create the blizzard-like conditions, zero visibility. Snow drifts is what we are seeing. I've been listening to the scanner all night, and I'm hearing DOT traffic. I'm hearing deputies out there talking, highway patrolmen, even firefighters out there that are getting stuck in snow drifts. They are seeing these finger drifts come across the roadway and just capturing cars and pulling them into the drifts. So, let me see here. SD. So, again, we are looking at a lot of this area is under a no travel advisory. I'm trying to get the SD map pulled up, but it's not going to work. All right, that's not going to work. So never mind my plan. But anyways, much of the state of South Dakota is under a no travel advisory. West River area is actually all shut down. Road conditions are so poor out there that they are saying no as far as the roads are open out there. So again, we are not going to see conditions improve for tomorrow. Unfortunately, we are going to see conditions actually take a dip and be a little worse than this evening. We are going to see wind speeds upwards around that 40 to 50 miles an hour. So it's one of those catch-22s, you know what we are looking at. We're not looking at additional snowfall, but we are looking at some very high winds that are coming through, almost that severe weather type winds pushing through the area. So be safe out there, guys. Don't travel if you don't have to. I do want to thank those that do have to travel, such as our healthcare workers, our paramedics, our first responders, our police, jail staff, just everybody that is out there that have to be out there and don't have a choice. Thank you, South Dakota DOT, for keeping the roads open as long as you guys could, getting people home. Thank you to hotel workers. just I can't thank everybody enough that is sticking through this, and going out that have to go out in this. This has been AJ Town live with the T-Storm Chasers, bringing you the latest information on this winter weather that is pushing through. We'll continue to watch things as this does progress through tomorrow. Again, no travel advisory is issued. It's not issued in the city of Sioux Falls, but it is issued statewide. So that is what we have. And if you do have to travel, make sure you have a kit and plans in place and checkpoints to check in with family. Stay safe out there, guys. Thanks for joining. Have a fantastic one. If I don't talk to you before Saturday or Sunday, I want to wish everybody a safe and Merry Christmas. Thanks, guys.